So we're going to take this cover off here because I don't want any interference when I'm lifting this radiator out. There's a petcock. I don't know if you can see it. It's actually by the driver's side fan on the lower side here. You'll see a little drain cock. You just turn that to the left, and you just loosen it and it'll leak all the coolant out, and then take the radiator cap off so it allows it to drain completely. So right now I got it drained. I got my pan underneath catching everything. So I'm going to go ahead and take this off, and then I'm going to start removing the hoses and stuff to take the radiator out. Okay, I'm going to remove the cruise control throttle cable assembly with the cruise control motor, just because I don't want it in my way. You can probably avoid this step, but I like doing stuff really the easy way, so I like to remove everything out. So I'm going to go ahead and... So it's held on there by three 10mm nuts. So you just use your socket and stuff, take that off. Then what I'll do is I'll just kind of lift it out of the way here. I'll unplug this connector right here. Next thing you want to do is you want to unplug all your fan connectors are right here. I got two over here, and then I got one over here on this other side. And I'm going to take this overflow hose off, and then I'll take my main hoses off, and I should be pretty much almost ready to take this radiator out. Okay, I've got all my connectors unplugged, and I got them tucked out of the way. Now on these hoses, this one here, this is all factory. They have these spring clamps on here. You can use pliers like this. They're a little difficult to work with. This will do the job, but there's actually a better tool here. This is a spring clamp tool right here. And what I like about this tool is that when you use it, you can put it on the clamp like so, and it'll actually hold it. You know, when you squeeze it, it'll open up the clamp like that, and it's holding this spring open, so you can just kind of like work it right out like that. And it's got a little quick release mechanism on there, so you can just kind of let it go like that. And it's that simple just to take that off. So if you don't have this tool, it's really nice if you do get one. I don't know what they cost. I just happen to have one. But like I said, you can get by with the old-fashioned pliers. So the upper hose comes off just the way I showed you. And then what I'm going to do in the lower hose, instead of reaching way down at the bottom there and fighting that clamp, I'm going to take it off at the top here. And then that way I'll take the radiator out with the lower hose attached to it. So it'll be a lot easier. And then there's going to be two transmission cooler lines on the bottom. So same again, I'm going to lift the radiator out a little bit. Or I can do, like I said, I can just unplug the cooler hoses here at the radiator instead of going down there and having to fight anything where it's hard to reach. So that's probably what I'm going to do actually. I'm going to take the clamps off right here. And that way just lift all the hoses up together with the fans on the radiator. And then I'll have it out here, and then I'll be able to change the fans to the new radiator. Oh, by the way, this is a tool made just for that, to help you remove the hose. Helps you break the seal on the hose, because when they've been on there a long time, they're kind of hard to remove. For those of us who like gadgets, I'm going to show you something. I got this tool here that aids in the removal of hoses. I use it for everything, vacuum hoses, all the small tubings. And what it works like this is one side goes towards the metal tube, and the other side pushes the hose off. So if you just watch it, I hope the camera gets an angle, but it's pretty awesome. Look at that. Just whoop, like butter. That's the way we like to work. You can take the two upper radiator supports. These are 12mm bolts. So I'm going to go ahead and take those off. Like that. Nice battery, huh? I might be nice and clean that. Okay, so now I got the radiator loose, as you can see, and it should lift pretty much straight up. So let's see if I can do this. Take these off here. And just like that, this is what I was telling you about leaving the hoses on there. It's a lot easier instead of trying to work your hand down there and trying to get these clamps off these hoses. Now I have the whole thing out here, so I'm going to go get the new one so I can work on top of that. I'll find a place to set this so I can work. So all you got to do now is transfer the fans and the hoses over to my new radiator, and I'll show you that in a minute. Oh, and of course you're going to have to transfer the temperature sensor, which is down there. These are 10mm bolts. Now one of the fan wire, I'm on the bottom side of the radiator right here. Here's the petcock that I was telling you about. So when you drain the cooling system, you just open it up. Don't forget, make sure that you save these rubber bushings that go on the bottom of the radiator. Make sure you have them, you don't forget them. But anyways, you want this harness here, so you need to take this clip off here. It's plastic, so just kind of pry on one end like that, and then you pry on the other one. It should pop right out. Like that, see? And now I'm going to transfer my sensor over so these fans can actually just move out of the way right now. And I'm going to transfer my hoses and that sensor. Now for your temp sensor, you're going to need a deep socket, a thin wall one like this. This is actually a Craftsman, it's a 3/4, and you want it to fit right over the top like that. Some of those sockets are too short, so you might have a hard time with it. If not, you can use a wrench, but this is a lot easier. Let me take this off. Like that. You want that. Check the seal, make sure it's good. Looks like it is. I'm going to put a little thread sealer on here, just so we don't get any leaks. Looks pretty good. It's old, but this is not my vehicle. If it were my vehicle, I would be putting all new hoses instead of transferring everything over. But I'm doing this as a favor to a friend, so I'm reusing a lot of the stuff because they're looking to cut costs here. And okay, we're ready to transfer the rest of the stuff. Now when you put this on there, remember you're threading everything on here. It's a plastic radiator, so try not to go crazy on it. I'm just going to let it bottom out and give it maybe a little extra tug, and that is it. That should not leak. Okay, we're ready for my lower hose here, and we should be good to go. And these things go right here. Let's see if I can get the one right there, one right there. Okay. Okay, just set the radiator back in place. Make sure that the pegs are on the grommets on the bottom of the radiator support. So I'm going to go ahead and put these clamps on now with my bolts. Now I'm going to go ahead and plug in all my connectors that I took off. that. And next I'm going to put the hoses back on. Almost there, all you do-it-yourselfers. Piece of cake. And of course, don't forget to plug this back in. Take your cover, put your cover back on. Okay, now I'm going to fill the radiator. I got everything put back together. I'm going to refill the cooling system. And I'm going to use a 50-50 mix of coolant with water. Now, if this is your vehicle and you really love it a lot, use distilled water. In this case, I'm using just regular tap water. What I do is I have this tool, which I'll show you. So I pre-mix my antifreeze. Excuse my noobness with the camera. It's kind of hard to film and work at the same time. Okay, so I have this tool here. It's called a quick fill, and it works off shop air. And I love this tool because it really takes the guesswork out of filling a cooling system. And it works off vacuum, like that. So that goes right into the radiator fill neck. And this end here will go into your coolant reservoir. What I like about this tool too is it'll tell you if you have a leak. So right here, watch. It'll fit the various sizes of fill necks. So here I'll demonstrate how it works. Just shove it right in the hole. And as you can see, it's already drawing a vacuum, which is really good. I usually go to like 25 inches of vacuum, which is about there. Then I let go. Now if the needle starts to drift down, that means you have a leak. It'll slowly drift anyways because you're going to have some from the tool. But I'm talking about a big leak. So right here. So now you just take your other end here and you stick it into your supply line, or your supply bucket, like that. And all you do is flip this lever here and it'll start the quick fill. This will take all the bubbles out of the engine and everything, so you won't have any air bubbles to worry about. Without this tool, you're going to have to fill it the manual method. And if I can find the other tool, I'll show you what else I have for filling these. Well, the other method, I can't find the adapter, is a deal like this. And what it does, it'll have different fittings that go on here. I can't find a cap to it. And this will just fit on there like that. And then you'll be able to fill it that way. But I don't know where the tool is, so scratch that. So I'm going to let this run and get it hot, and just to verify that the fans come on. Once that does come on, then I'm pretty much done with this job. Ended up cleaning the battery. I couldn't live with myself, and I should have replaced this hose, but you can see it's starting to get fat like that. That's not a good sign. It means it's deteriorating from the inside. So I'm going to try and talk them into replacing that hose. I'm still waiting for the fans to come on. Fans are on, so I'm satisfied. Now I can give the vehicle back.